Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and a very good day. So today I will continue with your cash budget. So basically when you talk about the cash budget, what is a cash budget? So it is a predetermined statement. So we continue based on previously we have looked into what is the functional budget. So now we proceed with the cash budget. So you are required to prepare the cash budget. So when you are required to prepare the cash budget, first you need to know what is a cash budget. So it is basically a predetermined statement. When it is said as a predetermined statement, that means you prepare it prior to that particular period. Means prior to that particular period, meaning, for example, you want to prepare for next year. Okay, so you are preparing prior to that period. So which shows in summary how much you expect to receive and how much you expect to pay. And do remember, when you talk about the cash budget, means it's only relate to cash. All the non-cash items should be excluded. That is one thing that you need to know. Secondly, you also need to know that there is a difference between cash and profit. So cash is not the same as your profit. Okay, cash is different from profit. Okay, because cash is based on the receipt and payment, whereas your profit is derived based on the accrual basis. When we talk about the accrual basis, you are actually looking at the profit. Means how you get profit is the difference between your revenue and expenses. So if you have a positive figure, you will have profit. So profit means how you recognize your revenue. Revenue when that revenue is earned, and expenses when that expenses is incurred. So there is a difference between earn and incurred, as well as receipt and payment. So if you don't understand, then just stop me and ask. So it's basically when you talk about the receive and payment, how much you have received during that period. So what are the what includes in your receipt? So receipts include, like when you sell, you will receive money. So when you receive money, that cash sales is your fall under your receipt. Whenever you receive money, so that or that is called as your inflow. So all your inflow put under all your receipt. All the payment that you make, let's say you pay your creditors, you make purchases, and then you pay. So you give loan to others, okay, you provide dividend to your shareholders. So all these things are the outflow or the payment. All right. So basically, in short, what is a cash budget? Cash budget is you prepare a statement, a predetermined statement. What does it show? It shows the receipt and the payment. Receipt means all your inflow, whereas the payment all your outflow. So that is the idea of cash budget. And then whenever we talk about the cash, only include the cash item. Non-cash item you should exclude. What is an example of a non-cash item? If let's say you provide depreciation. So when you provide depreciation, are you paying any money? Are you giving away any money or any cash? When you provide depreciation for a certain asset, are you going to pay any money when you provide depreciation? Are you with me? Dengar ke saya cakap?
No, madam.
Huh?
Dengar.
Alright, okay. So when you provide depreciation, do you pay anyone? When you provide depreciation, do you pay anyone? Yes or no?
No, madam.
Okay, no, there is no cash outflow. So means whenever you prepare a cash budget, you have to exclude your depreciation because there is no inflow or outflow. Next, I will explain to you about the format for the cash budget. So whenever you prepare a cash budget, so you will go by period by period. What do I mean by period by period? For example, you are doing for period 1. Period 1, let's say you are required to prepare for June, July and August. So that is meant by period. Depends on the period or week 1, week 2, week 3, month 1, month 2, month 3 and so on. So you will start with your opening cash balance, add all your inflow. Okay, so let's say just take small figure. In at the beginning you have 10 ringgit. And then let's say when you make sales, you get money. So let's say you make a cash sales of 20 ringgit. And then let's say your debtors paying you inflow, you receive money for another 5 ringgit. And then let's say you receive the dividend. Let's say you receive dividend for 6 ringgit. So total receipt will be 20 plus 5 will be 25 plus 6 will be 31. So total cash available will be 31 plus 10. That will be 41. Okay, and then let's say you make some payment. Let's say you pay your creditor. Let's say you pay your creditor 3 and you pay your wages 2. Okay, so total payment is 5. So 3 plus 2 is 5. So that would be 41 minus 5. That will be 36. So that is your closing cash balance. So that's how you prepare your cash budget. Senang tak? So that period, the 36 at as the closing cash balance, that will be the opening balance for period number 2. So 36 will be in your period number 2 and continue. And whatever that you have here will be the opening for your period 3. If let's say you have here 22, so that 22 will be your opening balance here and until you get your final closing cash balance. So that's how you prepare your cash budget. Okay, very easy. So for example, Noor Sindian Berhad is in the process of preparing the budget. So the following information has been compiled and then you are being given the sales unit, purchases, wages, factory cost, selling cost. Let's say selling price is 25 per unit. And then a cash discount. So you are giving a discount of 5% is given on all cash sales and for debtors who pay in the months of sales. How are you going to analyze your sales? So sales, 10% of sales are cash, 25% credit will be settled at the end of the month of sales and remaining credit will be settled in the months following sales. And then what about the material purchasing? Settle 1 month after receipt. Wages paid at the end of the month. Factory cost this much, but that cost include 2,000 per month of depreciation, and then you settle after 1 month, and then selling cost paid in the following month, cash balance at the end is this much. So you are required to prepare a cash budget. So you are required to prepare a cash budget for a period of 3 months ended March 20x2. So you start from, meaning you are required to prepare for January, February and March x2. Okay. So December 20x1, so that will be, what is this? What is that?
Opening balance.
Okay, betul. So when you prepare your cash budget, so you prepare your cash budget, put the name and then put the title for the months of January, February and March. So here you akan start with the opening balance. Mana nak tahu ni, follow the format that I've given you. Okay, this one is the format, follow the format. You start daripada opening, have your receipt. Receipts ni depends lah. Ini saya simply put in. Tak semestinya all these items will be in, depends on the question. But these are the examples of receipt. This one is the examples of the payment ataupun outflow. Okay, so you will have here, you will have your opening balance. So you start off with the 3,000. So where do you get the 3,000 from the question? This one, cash balance. Sometimes you will have a negative figure if let's say you have an overdraft. If you have an overdraft, means you ada hutang, so that will be a negative figure, yeah, as your opening cash balance. All right. So next one, you look at your sales. Item for your sales, yeah. So dia kata this one is the sales in units, yeah. You are being given the sales in unit. In December 20X1, the sales unit is 3,000. Okay, I just take for example January sales. Okay, just take for example your January sales. So January sales, this one is in units, in units. Sebab when you prepare the cash budget, all in RM. So here I just show you an example, January 20X2. So for January 20X2, 3,500 units. Okay, and then macam mana how to convert that to RM? You are being given the selling price is 25 per unit. So if one unit is 25, and then you have 3,500. So 3,500 times 25. Sorry, sakit tekak. So 25 times 3,500. So you will get a certain figure. 3,000 mana tadi? So you will get 87,500. Setakat tu boleh ikut? Boleh?
Boleh, madam.
Boleh, okay. And then dia bagi tahu apa? A cash discount of 5% is given on all cash sales. Okay, so kalau dia bayar cash, then dia akan dapat discount 5%. Dan dia kata 10% of sales are cash. So 10% of sales are cash. So daripada sini, daripada your sales tadi of 87,500, dia kata 10%. 10% adalah cash. So you take 10% from 87,500. So you dapat 87,500. That is your cash sales. And then dalam soalan, it is being stated that dia akan dapat discount 5% on all cash sales. So all cash sales will get 5% discount. So if your cash sales is 8750, so you will give 5% discount. So 5% meaning you will just get 95% of it, because this one you already give discount. Bila give discount, dapat tak duit tu, you don't get that money kan. So bila you dah bagi discount to your customer, so instead of your customer paying you 8750, so you will only get 8312.5. Why? Because this one you already give discount to your customers or to your buyers. So this one, 95%. You will get 8312. When will you get that? So if that is a January sales, you will get that being paid in January as well. Okay? Setakat tu boleh faham kot So this one. So this one 10% cash sales, and so you dapat 5% discount. Okay. Next one, so this one masukkan dalam January. So if you are doing untuk January, boleh round off ataupun bundakan, can round off lah. 8313 boleh, 8312.5 pun boleh, tak kisah. So that will be your cash sales. Okay, settle that one. And then next one, daripada sini 90% lah. So kalau tadi 10% adalah on cash, so the remaining will be apa? The remaining means 90%. 90% will be on credit. Kan? So daripada sini dia kata apa? So kalau cash adalah 10%, that means 10% adalah cash. So credit means hutang lah. Sales on credit will be 90%. Out of that 90%, 25% of credit sales. So 90% adalah credit sales. So saya ulang balik. Out of that, total sales berapa? Total sales tadi adalah 87,500. Out of that 87,500, you will have 10% of your cash sales. 10% cash, jadi understood lah 90% will be on credit. So 90% will be on credit. So 90% daripada apa? Daripada 87,500. So you will get 78,750. Next, dia kata 25% of credit sales. Item number B, 25% of credit sales. Bila dia akan bayar? Will be settled at the end of the month of sale. Month of sale apa? Sekarang kita tengah buat January. So dia akan pay in January juga. Berapa banyak dia akan pay in January? Dia akan pay 25% tadi. So 25% of the credit sale. So means 25% of this amount lah. 25% of this amount dia akan pay in January. However, dalam soalan dia kata 5% is given on all cash sales tadi and for debtors who pay in the month of sales. Debtors who pay, kalau sales tu adalah January, dia bayar juga in January. So bila dia pay in January, dia akan dapat 5% discount. So daripada sini, so dia akan dapat 5% discount. So means bila you bagi dia 5% discount, you cuma dapat 95% of that amount. So 95% of this amount, so you cuma dapat 18,703. So 18,703 you will get in January. You just follow je the question, Excuse me. You just follow je whatever the question tu letak kat situ. So you will, that one, 25% of the credit sale will be settled at the end of the month of sale. Means kalau month of sale tu adalah January, so you will get in January as well. Okay, now remaining credit sales. So remaining credit sales will be settled in the month following sales. That means kalau sale tu in January tadi, dia akan dapat bila? That will be in February lah. So remaining will be the remaining of the credit sales. Kalau tadi 25%, so this one the 75% lah. So 75% of this amount, dia akan settle in February. So this amount will be settled in February. So when you do the statement, okay, this one, tadi saya kata 8313, kalau saya round off, so you will get here 8313, okay. So then 25% in the month, maknanya in the same month, that will be this, mana tadi? That will be this one. Paid in January, 8313, this one, and then 18,703. So 18,703 settled in January as well. Okay, 18,703 here, and then the 75% 1 month after means in February lah. So this one settled in February, 59063. Okay, 59063. Yang kuning ni will be all the January items tadi. Setakat tu faham? And then you do lah, once you understand nak buat untuk January, you boleh lah buat untuk February. So you do the same thing untuk February and March. Kan? And then you kena start daripada December sebab daripada December tadi, the remaining will be settled in the following month ni. You kena work out. Kan? Sebab December ada certain part of it will be paid in January. So you have to work backwards so that you can work out this amount. Okay, you can work out this amount. Alright, so once you have done that, okay, that is for your sales. Kan? That is for your sales. And then you can move on. Saya tunjuk satu, you tahulah buat yang the remaining. Kemudian you buat tengok item material purchasing cost are to be settled 1 month after receipt of material. So you tengok purchases pula. So this one is about your purchasing. So you look at your purchases. So what about your purchases tadi? So here dia kata purchases in RM. So you are being given purchases in RM, 18,000 is in December. So material purchasing costs are to be settled 1 month after. Kalau December dapat bila? Maksudnya that will be for kat sini. Ni will be here. Here will be here. Macam itulah. So if you are you are being required to prepare for the month of January, February, March. So daripada this one 18,000 lah. 18,000 will be for January. So 18,000 will be for January, 17,500 will be February, and this one 20. Ambil daripada sini tadi. Kan 18, 17,500 tadi and 20. That is untuk item number 2. And then you do for item number 3, wages are paid at the end of the month. So kalau you tengok wages in RM, okay, wages kalau untuk January at the end of the same month lah, meaning untuk January 19, February 20, and then 24. So because this one is your outflow, you kena bayar. So you put under payment lah. So payment 19, 20, 24. So put there, wages will be 19, 20 and 24. Okay, next move on kepada the next item. Factory cost. Okay, item number 4. Factory cost include 2,000 per month of depreciation. As I said earlier, depreciation, you tak make any payment. There is no outflow or inflow of money. Okay, and then dia kata dah masuk dalam factory cost tu is your depreciation. So in your item, factory cost ni tadi, you kena remove lah 2,000. Okay, then the factory costs are to be settled after 1 month. So after 1 month means kalau dia adalah December, so that will be in January lah. So item here will be settled January. Item January will be settled February. Item February will be settled in March. So 8,500 untuk factory cost will be minus 2,000. So that will be 6,500 in January. So for your factory cost tadi, so that will be 6,500 in January and so on lah. Kena tolak tadi 2,000 because 2,000 tadi adalah you punya depreciation, and depreciation is a non-cash item. Okay, next move on to your selling cost. So selling costs are expected to be paid in the following month. So selling cost, kalau December will be in January lah. This one will be in the following month. This one will be in the following month. So 7, 9 dengan 8. So here will be 7, 9 and 8. So once you have finished, masukkan all the items, totalkan je lah your total receipt, kemudian total cash available 3 campur 77 ni, so you dapat 80, kemudian minus totalkan all your outflow, so 80 minus 50 ni you dapat 30. So that 30 saya kata bring forward dekat atas ni, so that will be your 30 and then continue sampai you dapat this one is your closing balance. So that's how you prepare your cash budget. Senang je. Okay. So that's how you prepare your cash budget. So kalau you want to do, kat contohnya soalan soalan final exam, drive, let's see the most recent one. 201. Mana saya punya final exam? Tak ada pula. MAF201. Final. Mana kita punya Julai 2023. Final Julai. Cash budget. Do you have this question ke tak ada?
Tak ada, doktor.
Okay, ni lebih kurang macam yang tadi kan. Okay, fantastic Sian Berhad. Ataupun kalau you tak ada, saya ambil soalan yang you ada. Kejap saya cari soalan previous one. Sekejap. Soalan you ada apa? Julai, Februari 2023. Sekejap saya cari. Februari 2023. 01. Budget. Right. Final exam tadi Februari 2023. Okay. Alah, tak boleh buka pula. Sekejap. Attach. Soalan yang saya ada. Sekejap Februari 23. Is it this one? Betul yang ni? Sama tak? Are you having the same question? Sama tak dengan saya punya soalan?
Sama doktor.
Sama ya? Okay. So this one final February. Okay. So this question you are required to, okay, kita tengok. Akumis yang Berhad manufactures and sells memory foam pillow for domestic market. The following information is related to the budgeted revenue and expenses for the second quarter. So for the second quarter of 2023. So alert dengan period, mana-mana pun you have to alert with the period. When you talk about the second quarter you kena tahu dalam one year. Okay, you ada 4 quarter, you ada quarter 1, you ada quarter 2, quarter 3.
Kan? Siapa kita cakap?
Dah lah kita buka ni.
Tak, kita bising-bising.
Okay, so you ada quarter 2, you ada quarter 3, you ada quarter 4. Okay, so bila dia talk about the quarter, nampak ke screen saya ni? Kejap. Nampak Okay, so quarter 1 means January, February, March. Okay, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So alert bila dia suruh buat period yang mana So this one, when you look at the question, prepare cash budget for the second quarter. So when you are required to prepare for the second quarter, 16 markah So prepare untuk second quarter, so alert means you are required to prepare daripada April, May and June. So tulis siap-siap, Akumis yang Berhad. So when you do your answer, buat kat situ siap-siap. So Akumi Sendian Berhad. Okay, you are preparing the cash budget for the second quarter berapa ending berapa. So you buat siap-siap all the 3 columns means daripada saya kata tadi April, May and June. Okay. And then look at the question, just follow the question. Okay, you kena akan start dengan the opening balance. Kat sini dia bagi closing cash balance for the first quarter. So as we know, kalau dia saya kata tadi quarter 1, ending quarter 1 will be the beginning of quarter 2. So you akan start dengan the opening cash balance. Opening, macam tadilah ikut je format yang saya bagi. So you have the opening cash balance. So your opening cash balance will be this amount. Dan dia bagi figure ni adalah positive. So positive 65,000 lah. Kat sini will be 65,000. Alright. Okay. Next you tengok dekat sini. Dia bagi apa? Dia bagi budgeted sales demand. Dan dia bagi tahu in units. Dia bagi tahu in units dan dia bagi tahu dan berapa per unit. You sell, the selling price adalah 80 per unit. Macam yang saya buat tadi lah. So you maknanya this one semua kena times dengan 80 lah. This one kena times dengan 80 and so on lah, times dengan 80. Sorry. Kemudian dia kata all sales are on credit. So when you do a cash budget, just follow the question. So all sales are on credit, maknanya ada tak cash, tak ada cash sales. So all are on credit. Kemudian you bagi discount 5% if dia make the payment in the month of sales. Okay, so maksudnya you work out, ambil je satu period. Let's say if you take the March punya period kan. Ni saya tunjuk contoh je lah. If you are doing untuk March punya period, so March will be 1,200. So 1,200 units. Units times dengan 80 ringgit per unit. So 1,200 kali dengan 80, so you will get 96,000 ringgit. That is you punya total sales. But then dia kata a cash discount 5% is given to the customer if the payment is made in the month of sales. Normally, 60% of the sales are collected in the month of sales, while the remainder are collected 1 month after. Maksudnya, the remainder berapa? Kalau you punya sales 60% dengan 40% lah. 40% will be the remainder yang you akan collect 1 month after. So, kalau dia adalah March punya sales, so let's say if you are doing untuk March, so 1 month after will be you akan collect in April. 60% will be collected in the month of sales. So that means kalau dia adalah March sales, of which 60% you akan collect masa March, collect in March. And then 40% you akan collect in April. Macam tu. Just follow the question. Tapi kalau you collect in the same month, what do you do? Dia kata 5% tadi. You akan bagi 5% discount. Kalau dia buat, kalau that is a March punya sales, dan you collect in March juga, tapi you won't get 60%, you akan bagi tadi, you cuma boleh dapat 95% because 5% tadi adalah you punya discount. Hopefully faham lah. Okay. Then once you've set, apa dia?
Tolak 5% tu awal-awal.
Daripada you punya 60% ni tadi. 60% berapa? Daripada sini. Okay, macam yang saya tunjuk tadi lah. Alright. And then, all purchases of materials are on credit. So this one pergi untuk purchases pula. Purchases of materials are on credit. Maknanya, ni semua adalah on credit. Tengok dia bagi dalam RM ke dia bagi dalam units. This one dia bagi dalam RM. And then 50% of the purchases will be paid in the month of purchase and the remaining 2 months after. So ikut je. So if you are doing untuk bulan berapa? Katakan you ambil untuk bulan March. So will be paid 50% in the month of purchase. Maknanya 50% daripada 20 ni will be out of that 20,000 purchases, 20,000 RM of your purchases. So 10 will be in the month of March. Kemudian another 10 will be remaining 2 months. Maknanya bukan March, tapi bukan April, tapi remaining in 2 months after purchase. So kalau you purchase in March, so dia akan settle bila? In 2 months after the purchase. Okay. Next, labor cost. Azan So tadi 10 will be settled in May lah kan. Okay. Labor cost is paid within the month it is incurred. So kat mana dia incur, kat situlah dia bayar. So labor cost, kalau you are doing untuk apa tadi? You are doing untuk April, May, June. So kalau you buat untuk April, ambil je April punya labor cost 12,000, 14 dengan 15. Sebab dia settle in the month incurred. Kemudian fixed overhead include a monthly depreciation. So kalau ada depreciation tadi, dia dah masuk dalam ni include. So berapa amount of depreciation tadi? 500. So what do you need to do? Kena tolak lah daripada fixed overhead tadi. So kena tolak 500. Kemudian sales commission is calculated based on sales and to be paid in the month incurred. So sales commission 2% daripada apa? 2% daripada sales lah, sebab namanya based on sales kan, sebab namanya sales commission. And then how much do you pay in the month incurred? Kalau sales tu you buat in January, in whatever month lah, in the same month. And then dividend income. So income under receipt lah. This one is under receipt. So bila you buat receipt, 3,000 will be received at the end of June. So masa period June, masukkanlah 3,000. Then totalkan, ada lagi. Kemudian one of the old machine with a net book value of 8,000 will be sold for cash. Jadi amount mana yang you nak masukkan? Amount 8,000 ke? Amount 8,000 ke? Taklah, sebab this one apa? This one is net book value. Kan kita buat cash budget. So bila you buat cash budget, only cash. Sorry. Only cash item. So cash of 6,000 in the month of April. So you dapat ke you bayar? When you sell, so you will receive money. So dalam receive lah. So dekat receive column, dalam bulan berapa? Dalam bulan April. Masukkan 6,000. Sebab that's the amount that you're going to receive. Kan? So contohnya sale of old machine lah. You akan buat kat sini under receipt. So katakan tadi akan dapat dividen kan. So you will get dividend. Kat sini tak ada lah. Sini tak ada you sebab you dapat dividen tadi. At the end of June. Okay, so dividend April, May, June. Kat sini 3,000. Okay, next one. Sales of old machine. So sales of old machine. This one, you jual berapa? You jual 6,000. So cash. You akan dapat cash 6,000 lah. Receipt. Sebab you jual, you dapat duit, you dapat cash. So here will be 6,000 lah. Alright. Okay, and then ikut je soalan saya katakan. So a new machine is expected to be purchased. Bila you nak purchase? May. Cost dia berapa? 15,000. And then what about it? 9,000 pay in May. Jadi dekat May, masa bulan May, you akan ada 9,000 lah. Jadi sebab dia adalah payment. So you buatlah under column payment nanti. Under column payment. Masukkanlah purchase of new machine. Purchase of new machine, dia kata tadi buat payment bulan May sebanyak 9,000. So masuklah dalam kolom May 9,000. Okay, and then apa lagi dia kata? Balance berapa? 15 minus 9 lah. 15 minus 9 will be 6,000. Tapi 6,000 tu dia kata will be settled in 2 equal installment. Maknanya 6,000 bahagi 2 lah. In 2 equal installment. Starting daripada June. So dia akan settle June 3,000. Julai 3,000. Sebab you cuma prepare untuk sampai June. Jadi that will be 3,000. Boleh tulis installment pun boleh. Kat sini will be 3,000. Macam tu lah. Ikut je soalan tu cakap apa. Okay, then habis ni dah habis. And then totalkan je lah. Total all your receipt tadi. Total all your payment. Kan? Kemudian sampai you dapat you punya closing balance tadi. Dapat you punya finally, dapat you punya closing ataupun ending balance, ending cash balance. That's how you prepare. Boleh faham? Ada soalan?
Tak ada. Madam Azan.
Alright, okay. So tu saja. So try and do soalan ni Try and finish off this question. Alright?
Okay, doktor.
So-
Doktor.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Thank you, doktor.
Tapi
Attendance je, doktor.
kejap lagi saya bagi.